Hey guys, I'm Sally.
And I'm Alan.
And we're Sal and Al.
The Wool Slayers.
Hi, welcome.
Hey,
it's episode 34.
Yes. Setting up. If you notice, we are in a different location.
Yes.
We're actually in my house.
But we flipped.
Right. So we're sitting where we normally look.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you remember a while ago, we had a problem with light coming in through the
this time last year.
Top windows that don't have shutters on them.
Like blinding us.
We couldn't show any, like it was just white out on the screen.
We moved furniture, that didn't work, and so we flipped.
Mm-hmm. And so now the computer is sitting on 2 feet of books.
At least. There's like 17 books. It works.
Yeah, they're all cookbooks too.
Yeah. So yes,
So that was fun.
Yeah. Location change,
Yep.
which always freaks me out.
Yeah, I have a bit of I have bronchitis.
She has bronchitis.
Which,
I got bronchitis.
Bronchitis sounds way scarier than it actually
meme,
is.
you know, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Uh-huh.
That's because she was like, I got bronchitis. And then she said, ain't nobody got time for that.
That's true.
It's my favorite
Nobody
thing.
has time for bronchitis.
I love her, and I hope she's doing well.
I need to look that one up.
Yeah, but that's what led into it. Like, that's where ain't nobody got time for that came from. Is she's like, I got bronchitis. Because from the smoke, she was in a fire.
Oh, okay.
And I think she says, oh, Lord Jesus, there's a fire. She's the best.
I gotta find that.
I know.
No, I wasn't in a fire. I don't know, I got a cough and it wouldn't go away. And
Yeah.
so I finally went to the doctor after a week and a half and she said bronchitis. Which the word bronchitis to me is similar to like pneumonia. Like it just sounds
horrible.
So big. But it's just an irritation of the bronchial tubes. And it would go on and on forever and ever if I didn't take medicine.
Yeah.
So I started taking medicine. It's better. But
Isn't it funny how that works?
Yeah, I'm eating cough drops though.
Cough drops. You do sound a lot better than you did this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't have talked this much without coughing.
Yeah, like we didn't know until like yesterday if we were going to record tonight.
Right.
So I'm very glad that you're feeling better.
Me too, because we have so much to talk about. Yay! Okay, first, what are you wearing, Sally?
Oh, I'm wearing my On the Spice Market.
Pretty.
In the gray is Western Sky Knits, and the colors were a kit from Canon Hand Dyes, and it's some of my favorite yarn ever.
Very
It's
gorgeous.
all merino cashmere nylon blend. It just feels so good.
Mm-hmm. I wore my Spice Market yesterday.
I noticed when we were Marco Poloing,
Yeah.
I was like, she's wearing her Spice Market, and I already knew I was going to wear mine today.
Oh,
Because it ties into something.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that we'll talk about when we get to Slaves.
Ooh.
And so I was like, ooh, yeah, Spice Market.
I am wearing my finished Birds of a Feather. Thank you. I will take all accolades that come with it.
I
because
bow down.
Up to the very last stitch, I hated it. I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, the border wasn't so horrible because you were getting so close, so close. So you really felt like you were making progress.
But it had just been so,
oh yeah.
yeah. It's gorgeous.
I love it.
It's gorgeous.
I love wearing it. It's
The color is
light
amazing.
and fluffy. The colors are wonderful.
Yes.
It's Suburban Stitcher. This is her Sari Silk colorway
On the mohair.
on the mohair. This is Pink Grapefruit with Stellina as the fingering weight. And I just love it.
It's perfect together.
Yes, these two are so
Yes.
gorgeous. I am going to take it off. I'm going to show y'all. I might not put it back on because it's pretty warm.
Yeah, it is warm in here.
So last time I showed my mom's and talked about how long it was. And I was like, it's over 9 feet long. Mine's 9 feet long.
Yeah.
I hers
think,
was DK weight. It's just, I think, the number of stitches and
the shape.
And the shape. So
Oh, it feels so good.
it feels so good.
It looks great.
And it, we're even showing the backside.
Oh,
What's interesting, what's great about this though, is that the mohair is so thin that you can't tell it's the backside. Like I'm looking at, I had to really look at it.
And the color kind of blends in with your pink grapefruit, so you don't have like a really obvious line.
Right.
No, it looks great.
Right. And the only way I could tell is that the way I decided to do the center decrease,
line.
it has a rib as opposed to the one she called for in the pattern, which blends in more.
It looks great.
I love it.
And it feels great. Good for you.
Yep.
I love it.
Yay!
And I'm very happy for you that you got it done.
I am too.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Once I decided that I haven't done anything to mine, like I haven't frogged it or thrown it in the garbage or set it on fire. It's just hibernating right now. But once I decided, like, I am not doing this, at least right now, oh my God, the mojo came back.
Me too. The minute I got this off the needles, I'm like,
Yes.
Let me fly.
Yes. I mean, I still really only want to do stockinette, but like knitting so much more.
Mm-hmm.
So much more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
in fact,
yeah.
I've had cast-on-itis.
I have, yes. I would like to cast on more things, but I didn't. I only cast on one thing and I finished it. Well, that's not true. Two things that I cast on and finished, but one of them's tiny.
I cast one on and finished it too. Look at us!
I know, like, it's just amazing. Like, if something's killing your mojo, just stop.
But you know what? I didn't know that's what was killing my mojo until
I had to figure it
admitted
out.
that I
Yeah,
hated
right.
knitting the project.
Yeah, that's me too. Me too.
Once I admitted it, I was
Once
like,
I said, I am not going to finish this, it was like,
Mhm.
oh, this other stuff is so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And other people don't hate this knitting it. I don't know why we both, I don't know. It's weird.
Because my mom enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, there's a ton of them that have been
Yes.
made. So.
And I've never heard a single other person say they hate knitting it.
Right. Okay, I will stop.
Did you have any fails?
Not really. No, I have an FO that, it's not a fail, but I'm not loving it.
Not loving it?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
But
just
I
talk
finished
about
it.
it in sleighs?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move to sleighs then.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, the big one was
right. This is the big one. Okay, so I bought more yarn. My mom and I took the boys to Northwest Arkansas for the 3 days before Thanksgiving when they were out of school. And we had such a great time. We didn't get to hit up, we went there on a Monday, and all the stores that we were going to go to along the way were closed on Monday.
Yep.
And so we didn't hit them any on the way. But then the next day, because we went up to Bentonville, Arkansas, and we went to the Crystal Bridges Museum, which is the one that was started by the Walton Family Foundation. It is incredible.
What's it?
It's American art.
Okay.
So it's a museum of American art, and the architecture of it is so cool. And then and so we got there about 2:00, and it was closed on Tuesdays, which is different.
Yeah.
Usually museums are closed on Mondays. And so we went through the galleries in about 3 hours. And we went with the boys. They have, my mom and I both agreed, like, this would be the best museum to go hang out and knit in.
Oh.
They have
like a lot of places to sit
with comfortable chairs, not just a bench like they normally have,
right.
Backless benches that they have in museums. No, and in fact, one of the galleries had 4 comfortable, easy chairs around a coffee table that had a puzzle on it of one of the paintings in the gallery.
I would have never left.
We did the puzzle.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
If I can't just leave a puzzle.
Well, it was complete when we got there, and then the boys asked the security guard, "Can we break it up?" And the guard's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even realize I would have broken it up already." And so they started trying to put it together. And it was a great little break to rest our feet. And highly recommend going to visit Crystal Bridges.
That's awesome.
And
I've never heard of it.
Outside, they have several acres. I mean, it's on like 100 acres. But they have 2 paths that you can walk on that are sculptures.
Oh,
And so
I love
the next
that.
day, we went and we did a little hike through all the sculptures. And I think about 50% of them were interactive. Like, you could climb on them, you could do stuff. So it was really neat.
That's neat.
Yeah. So the next day, we drove a little further, a little closer to home. So we ended up coming back through those towns and went to 3 yarn shops.
Nice.
But because they were open on Tuesday. So I bought, I'm forgetting the name of the store.
Oh.
Handheld Together, I think is the name, in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And I bought, it's called Serpentina by Manos de Uruguay.
I was about to say, is that mono?
It is Manos. It's hand-dyed and hand-spun merino, 100% wool.
What's the base?
100% wool.
But it doesn't have a name?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Serpentina.
Oh, Serpentina.
Yeah, Serpentina is
gotcha.
the name.
That's not the color.
No, the color is Frida.
Aw.
And it is 142 yards to 100 grams. So, I mean, a super bulky is what, like 109 to 120? Or is that a bulky?
I don't know. And that's like a thick and thin, so
yes.
it's hard to say.
So this
I would
is
call
thick
that
and
bulky.
thin. I treated it
I don't
like
think it's
bulky.
super bulky.
So it has all these lovely colors in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost barber pole. But it just totally reminded me of spring. Like, I don't know. I just had to have it. Well,
It's cute. And I love the pattern you chose.
The brainwave.
It's cute.
Okay. That's
a good choice with this yarn because it kind of like is poofy in the ridges.
Uh-huh.
So it just adds like an adorableness to it.
Well, I've tried 3 different. This is the 3rd thing
Pattern?
I tried. Mhm.
Oh goodness.
First, I
It's cute.
tried the cable hat pattern,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's just cables.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I chose it was that I went to Ravelry, I went to this exact yarn,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked at what projects had been done in this yarn, which I love doing that,
I do too.
especially when I have something that's kind of hard to figure out. It's not standard. And so and somebody had done that cabled hat pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this colorway though.
Oh.
The colorway they did was much more, lots of pink with little blips of
Neutral.
like black.
But like not quite as.
It wasn't as variegated,
Yeah.
yeah. And so you could see the cables on
Right.
it. Well, I started it and I got one repeat into the cable and was like, no. It's not going to show. It's not going to be worth all the work.
Right.
And so I frogged that. And it actually frogged pretty easily considering
That's good.
it's
How
a
fuzzy
single.
it is, yeah.
It's a thick, thin single. And it wasn't as splitty as you would think with it
Good.
being so puffy like that.
I've used a mono bulky single. It wasn't Serpentina, and it was wonderful to knit with.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they give it a little spin or something. I don't know.
I did enjoy the yarn.
Mhm.
So then I was like, okay, well then I'm just gonna do, because I didn't want to undo the ribbing I'd already done, so I ripped back
yeah.
to the ribbing, and then I was like, I'm just gonna do a reverse stockinette. I'm gonna have it show the purl side. And then I realized that it just was gonna be huge because it didn't have the cables to suck it in.
Yeah.
So I ripped it all back, and I finally was like, that's it. I'm
So the
just doing a brainwave.
Took out the ribbing too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it all out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just
It's
going to do the
cute.
brainwave. I made a few modifications because the brainwave calls for a bulkier yarn than this. It calls for super bulky, I think. Or the yarn they use for it is bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So brainwave calls for 72 stitches to be cast on. I did 88. In this ribbing section, and brainwave is a free pattern. Every other rib has a twist in it.
Oh,
Not really a
that's kinda
cable,
cool,
but a twist.
yeah.
And then so I left that out
Mhm.
because it's not really going to show. It's not worth
Right.
it. So then you do this one direction and then see how it goes kind of up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it should come back this direction right away. So normally there would be 3 rows of coming up straight, and I did 10 to make it taller
Yeah.
because I knew that it would be too short if
Gotcha.
I didn't add that height to it. And then coming back, I just did the standard decrease. Oh my gosh, excuse me. That was the biggest burp ever.
Oh, honey. Come to my house at dinner time.
Right.
You're fine. It wasn't even that loud.
Oh, thank goodness. I really want, like, this yarn, as the whole time I was making all the hats, I was envisioning a hot pink faux fur
Yeah.
pom.
Cute.
So I still need to get that, but here, will you try it on for me, please?
Why?
Because I don't think it doesn't look good on me.
Aww.
Hats don't look good on me these days. Look how cute you are.
I am pretty cute.
I love it.
But the hat might be contributing to my cuteness.
It is
I
adorable.
love the ridges.
Right.
Because they're like so soft and it's like a little cloud ridge.
Yeah. And
I love the deep creases too.
It would look so cute with a palm on there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. So, and I have a little bit left. I thought about making a palm out of this, but then I was like, no, I want that faux fur pink
and that's
one.
not quite enough. Like I would want it to be like, oh, sorry. Every time it's me. Every time. I would want it to be like really dense.
Right.
So you almost need like a whole nother skein.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
So
look at those little.
So it's not a fail, but
this is the one that you said you weren't.
Because I feel like the fabric is so dense. I mean, look how it stands up on its own. No, I haven't blocked it yet.
Wet it.
Yeah.
Get it wet.
Okay.
It'll be so much softer.
Okay. Because just knit it. I mean, look, it keeps its shape.
That's what bulky.
And I did knit it on smaller needles than the pattern called for.
There you
because that's the thing about thick and thin. Like if you do it to fit the thick, then you have these open holes where the thin is. So I kind of did it for in between. And I've decided I'm not going to buy thick and thin anymore.
I don't buy thick and thin.
I will look at it in the okay.
You can edit that out.
Yeah. I will look at it in the store and I will say, you are beautiful and I love seeing you.
And I hope someone gives you
and I will leave you behind.
I don't buy it because
I think this was my lesson.
But it's really cute. I mean, like it turned out great.
It did.
But I understand what you're saying. It's not, I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's too hard to find a pattern to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that was a great pattern and yarn matchup.
I think so too.
And I did look adorable in it.
Yes. So another brainwave hat, which I'm
always I'm the hat model. Is that what we've decided?
Yeah. You need to be until my hair grows, if I grow it.
I was about to say I
will show
cutting it.
I'll show you how it does not look good on me. Like.
Are you kidding? That's adorable.
Okay, that does look good.
Like, if you leave that, as long as you leave this, I think it's precious.
But I'll tell you, that is the first time ever in my life that I've just put a hat on and not had to do all this stuff. So.
It's because I, prepped it. I primed it. I primed the pump.
Exactly.
It's cute. It's really cute. Oh my God, it's cute. Your little,
Okay.
Just think how short your hair used to be.
Oh, I know.
And did you wear hats then?
No.
You needed hats then because you were scalped. But I really did love your short hair.
I know.
That's how you had your hair when I met you. And so that's how I still see you.
That's right.
And you just, you had a little cherub face and no hair. It was so cute.
Aww,
I'm super jealous of people who can wear their hair like that.
Oh, and I had it in my Anomalous Mind bag.
I have a cast on that I'm I'll be showing it next time, and it's in mine.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I love these bags.
I do too. It's a good size.
Anomalous Mind on Etsy.
Anomalous Mind.
Okay, what do you have as an FO?
Okay, first I'll show you Slays.
Oh, he's so cute.
Isn't he cute? Okay, so what had I this is my Here We Gnome Again. And I had started it. I've showed you guys the hat. And then it just sat. And it's because the body is supposed to be cabled as well. And I lost my place. You're supposed to mark. She's very clear in the pattern. It's not me, or it's not her, it's me. She's very clear. Mark your spot so that when you start the body, these pretty cables will, flow down and match up. Okay? Well, I lost my spot. And so I didn't want to work on it because it was going to be too hard and I was like, it's not going to look right. And I'm going to have it's going to be off just one stitch and I'm going to be ticked and And so then our fabulous friend Erin, who we need to have on the podcast because we talk about her every time.
Yeah.
She made one and she did the hat and didn't cable the body for time reasons. She needed to get it done quick. And I was like, duh. Don't cable the body. Who cares anyway? It's not like you even see it.
The hat is the
My
star.
arms have personality. He's like la da da. You don't need to cable the body if you don't want to. And
it's not like it has to fit a certain size.
Right. And once I made that decision, he was done in 2 hours. I was just like, duh.
Oh my gosh.
So isn't he cute?
He is adorable.
And yes, his little arms have personality.
Oh, and the colors are so great.
Right?
Yes.
I'm gonna make some more.
Oh.
And I might wet his hat a little bit just to kind of, because it kind of has the problem your hat does where it's really stiff and it kind of just wants to stay. So I think if I just wet this part and loosen it up, it'll be more floppy. And then this, I made a pom-pom with the smallest of the clover set, and it's perfect.
Oh, it's so cute.
I love it. I love his beard and nose. That was super fun.
So adorable.
And so he's just been sitting on my mantle.
Oh my gosh. That is making me want to make.
I know.
Yeah. Because I have a friend that when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this would be perfect for a friend of mine. And I would love to send it to her for Christmas.
Look at the arm. I didn't even do that.
He's like, hi.
He just went, hello. Isn't that?
I love it. Leave it.
I know. I swear I did not turn it.
I love it that he has that personality.
Look, now he's like doing the Carlton. You know the.
Does he have a name? Maybe Carlton.
Maybe his name's Carlton.
Right.
He's pretty cute.
He is.
And my
great.
kids love him. So he just is a mantle, decoration. So cute. The arms. Every time I look at the arms.
Right.
Okay. So that was
Here
we gnome again.
Here we gnome again. Right. So cute.
And it felt so good to get him off the needles because it was a whip. And so.
And it's a whip that you know that you can, it's small. Like, why can't I get through this?
He's dancing because my Mojo's back.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe his name's Mojo.
Yes.
Mojo the gnome. Ooh, cute.
Okay, I have another hat.
Yep.
This is Looking Ahead by Vera Valimaki. Interpretation.
Oh, I love that blue.
Yes. So that texture just turned out so nicely.
That is a really pretty texture.
And then the palm.
I recognize that.
Yes. This is the same red yarn that I've used. This is now the third project.
Yep.
And I still have most of two skeins. But it It reminds me of golf.
I was going to say, I almost said it looks like a golf head.
A golf club
because I've made those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it totally does.
But it's because...
In a good way. But it's because it's sucked in so much. That's a long
twisted ribbing. It's 3.5 inches of ribbing.
Wow.
And it's done on like a 2 needle.
Yeah.
And then this is on a 6. Like,
I have comments about her needle sizes for my next project.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my next sleigh that I'm going to show. Because I think she must be a super loose knitter.
Oh,
because her needle sizes are small.
Well, it fits though.
Yeah.
So,
you're going to be brave and try it on.
I'm going to be brave.
Nice.
Great. But this one, I feel like, well, it is snug. Like, I couldn't pull hair out.
Gotcha. It's cute though. It doesn't look bad.
But also it has such a deep ribbing. I can't imagine.
You could also fold it.
Yeah,
but I like the slouch.
It's not a reversible twisted rib.
Oh. So it doesn't look good when
you and I would notice, but I don't know that anybody else would notice.
It's cute.
Yeah,
I like the slouch.
So it's slouchy.
Yeah, I like the slouch a lot.
I just love the palm. And so I haven't.
I like it.
I do too. I mean, it fits nicely.
Love that color, that blue color.
It would be very
my
warm
favorite.
and very nice because it's 50% merino, 50% silk.
And it's like a, it's like a basket weave type. Not quite, but like
it's
it's
super
a thick
easy.
Stitch.
It is. But it, you know what it is?
But you know what? It's not
sequence
thick
knitting.
Yeah, it's not thick fabric.
It's just an alternation of knits and purls. And 2 rows are kind of rest rows, and then the 2 rows you pay a little more attention. But it's just knits and purls.
It's really cute. It feels great.
Thanks. And it does this, you can kind of see it on top.
I was going to say, I love the decrease.
It does a 4-corner decrease.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised by. But it works really well. And I will say, you have to really pay attention to, because you keep the stitch pattern going all the way through the decreases. And I feel like I had to really read my yarn. Like I had to know what was supposed to happen with each column of stitches as I was doing the decreases. It wasn't, because her pattern doesn't spell out, okay, in this next row you're going to, it's just decrease and then keep in pattern.
Yeah, so you do have to pay attention. Well,
yeah. But I mean, it worked out. And I'm very happy to have it.
It's really cute.
Thank you.
Okay, so that'll move us nicely into mine because mine is also a Vera Valimaki hat
Yay.
from Interpretations.
Yay!
So by proxy, I'm helping you with your challenge.
Can that count as November?
Totally.
Okay. Oh, and is it the leftovers? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is Above the Horizon with lots of modifications. Well,
and that's the one I made in the pink and gray.
Did you make it?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, well mine just looks so different. I didn't even. Okay. So, I say lots of modifications. She called for a 0 in the ribbing and like a 2.5 for the whole hat, and I like just did the whole thing in a 3.
Okay, because mine came out small.
Okay, hers in her picture, which maybe pop it in. Look at how tight it is on her. No, I don't want my hat that tight. It looks great on her. She's adorable. Not for me. And so I had. So I had all these leftovers, and I wanted to put them in my blanket, but I was like, no,
there's still so much.
Yeah, well, and they're just such nice yarn. Like I wanted to make another project, and
they were together. So
yes,
you know all those colors.
They were together,
really
and
good
I
together.
even had them. I had them in my scrap blanket basket in this little bag, and this is from our friend Tiny Tyrant. I had them in this little bag in my scraps, and I never was reaching for them because I didn't want to put them in my blanket. So finally, like, my mojo came back, and I was just like, I'm making those into a hat. And so I just kind of used her pattern as a guideline. I know I've got it crooked, but.
Oh, I love it.
And okay, so there's a tiny bit of stranded just for this little zigzag.
It's only like 6 rows.
And then the rest, in hers, it's just 2 colors. And you stripe them the rest of the way. Well, I had to get a little creative since I was using scraps. So first of all, her Fair Isle, you're supposed to start it like up here. But this is every inch of this gray. And so I literally have this much left.
And you still striped it into the next color. Oh my gosh.
Like I couldn't have made it another round. So this is the gray I have left.
Thank you. That's for my scrap blanket.
And so I knew if I did it right about here, then I could still get a couple more stripes. And so, and my scraps, the way this worked up, your scraps are in they get smaller. And like I had more gray and then I had more purple and then blue and then all the little scrap balls got smaller and smaller. So I knew I wanted to do it in this order. Like, first of all, this is rainbow order, and so I started at the end of the rainbow and go up. But it worked out because that's what I had the most scraps. So my first modification was the needle size. My second modification was I cut out a lot of this. Like, I started my Fair Isle a lot sooner than the pattern says, okay? Then I just made up my own striping sequences.
And it is so awesome.
So in hers, you just continue doing like 3 of one color and 1 row of another, the other color. And you just alternate that throughout the hat. Well, I wanted to, it's almost like a fade kind of. So here, there's still some gray in here. Then I added my blue and I do kind of like 1 row and then 2 rows and then 3 rows. And then, I just basically was like, yeah, that's enough, and then started the other color.
It is so perfect.
And it was so much fun.
I love it.
Like this, I finished this in 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
I finished it last night. I started it Saturday. This is all this is all I wanted to work on. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it has the
oh yeah,
look at the square
at the top.
Isn't that cute in that stripe?
I love it. It is so perfect, Sally.
It was really exciting to knit. Like, it was fun.
I am so impressed with your striping.
And I literally was just like, yeah, that looks good. And then, maybe I'll do 2 this time.
Did you use it all?
So I still have enough purple.
Oh, yeah.
That was the most I had, the biggest leftover. I have enough purple to do a square in my blanket. And I have enough blue. Which I love these 2 colors. So, and then after that, it's like I maybe have enough green.
Oh yeah,
for a square. The rest of them, I don't think so. This one's kind of wrapped densely, so maybe. I would have to weigh it, which I always do. There's definitely, you can have that. Like, there's not enough. And then this is how much red I had.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the last color. So I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's literally like 3 feet. No, okay, yeah. It's less than my than my wingspan.
Right. You have like a yard of it. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that hilarious?
That is, I want you, when you do your Ravelry, because I know everybody else out there is going to want you to do this, I want you to take a really close-up shot so that when I go to make it, I can count the number of rows that you did for your
stripe. I already put it in Ravelry, and I feel like I did a pretty good pretty good job.
Oh my gosh, it is so, I love it.
Isn't it fun?
It's so fun.
Thanks. I was a little bit afraid it was a little too Sesame Street, and then I decided I didn't care.
I think the striping makes it not Sesame Street. If you had done
like
just
blocks like this, would be too.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have enough yarn to do that anyway, but I wouldn't have liked that.
Right.
But I think it's really fun and fresh, and like it was just so fun because it's stockinette, which is all I want to knit lately.
Mm-hmm. But and it feels so good.
Well, yeah, because it's this amazing yarn. So this is just my leftovers from my Canon hand-dye and my Western Skyknits gray. And it was just a joy.
It is so
It was
precious.
Exactly what I needed.
Right.
This yarn is not super forgiving on the seam.
But you know
whatever.
I
struggle with that. Even with the jogless.
I've tried the jogless and I feel like it looks worse when I do the jogless. So I don't do it anymore.
I feel like the jogless only works if you're doing big. When you're just doing one row of something, it doesn't work. Okay, but I like the slouch is good.
The slouch is
great.
great.
The amount of slouch.
It is adorable.
Thank you.
Just perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
I love it.
It was a joy.
Oh, I'm so glad our mojo is back.
I needed it. You know what I mean? I needed this win. Like I needed this fun, happy project.
Yep.
To go right.
Yep. I'm with you. I know.
Okay. No more hats.
I have no more FOs either.
Okay.
No more sleighs. Do you have another sleigh?
I do. So, it's tiny. So our knitting group does an ornament exchange, and so I finished my ornament.
Oh.
And I usually keep it a surprise, but I'm going to show it. Okay. I don't show anybody.
Oh yeah, because the exchange is in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So oops, sorry, my foot. He was pretty fun too, and so his antlers are kind of weird. But so this is
his antlers have personality.
His antlers have some zhuzh. Oh God, I might need to wet that one.
I love it though.
So this is Dinky Moose. Dinky Moose, yes. That's what the pattern's called. I did have to buy it. I made him a scarf. Like the scarf is not in the pattern, but I wanted him to look Christmassy because I think she writes the pattern as like he can be a toy or an ornament, whatever. But he didn't have a scarf. That's just my invention. And it's I-cord. It's 2-color I-cord.
What are your eyes?
My eyes are white felt, cut into a circle and sewed on with thread. And then the pupils,
if it was focused, it looks
the pupils are black thread.
Yeah.
So I've kind of embroidered it a little bit.
But it looks like roving, like you needle felted it.
Nope, it's not.
He is cute.
It's felt, and then I just sewed black thread until it made a pupil.
He has a cute face.
He's.
So how are you going to have him be an ornament?
So I need to attach the hook probably to I'll probably do it there.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want it, because he's kind of forward leaning anyway.
What if you did from his head?
I could do it from his. It could do from the back of his head.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. I'll just thread some.
Or you
yarn
could.
Through.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and his scarf is removable, and his antlers are wonky. I love his little ears. I do love his ears though. Look at the ears in front of the antlers. Aren't they cute? These little triangles, and then his tail is just a little tiny.
Y'all are making me want to do
3 stitches. You have to be present to do it.
I know.
So you have to go.
Hey, I went last week. No, a week and a half ago.
Oh yeah. So
He's cute.
yep. Thank you, Moose. He doesn't have a mouth or anything.
No.
My kids wanted me to put. They said he was a reindeer, and they wanted me to put
Oh.
like a red nose. And I was like, he's not Rudolph. He's Dinky.
Mhm. He's the dinky.
I like that he's almost kind of Susian, and like his scarf is bigger than he is. Like I love that about him.
He does look Susian.
He does look. He kind of looks like the dog from the Grinch.
Oh yeah.
Like if he just had one horn,
Uh-huh.
one antler. You know how he ties a horn to him.
You could always do it again and just have the horn coming out the
totally, because his eyes definitely look like that dog.
front.
So that's my contribution.
So cute.
And that's all of my sleighs.
Me too. So what
What
does
do
that
you-
take us to?
Whips.
Whips. Oh my gosh, I have had cast-on-itis.
Uh-oh.
I know. I have 5 bags.
Oh, goodness.
Which is a lot for me.
Right?
I got 2 things off the needle and I cast on 3.
Oh, Stacy.
But
That was
that
not
was
me.
the dog.
For once, it was not me. That was the dog.
So I got 2 things off the needles and I cast on 3. Okay, so let me start with my oldest.
Okay.
Okay, I have been working on my everything sweater.
Oh, yay.
Which I am down to 3 balls, the last 3 skeins. And I'm only going to show, I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm not going to pull it out because it really doesn't look that much different.
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake. I thought I was just whipping right along, right?
Uh-oh.
But I made the mistake of counting how many cables I had on the one side that's complete.
Oh.
It's 20. And I counted how many I'd done. 6. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even
You're like,
close.
Oh.
I know. So now.
Because they kind of have to match.
Right.
Bummer.
All right, so I've done 8 cables now, 8.5. But what has happened is it has gotten
Yeah.
so big that every time I was pulling it out, it was
Yes.
all tangled and it would take forever. And I'm like, this sweater is going to be worn out by
Right.
the time I finish it. So
I've done that where
Have
I've
you?
bundled it. Yes.
I rolled it up, and I rolled it up with the wrong side on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I used rubber bands,
nice.
like,
Vegetable ones.
yes,
Yeah. Like
from
asparagus.
Yes. And I used 2 of them, and it's great.
Yep.
And so it stays in a big roll.
I do that with my
And-
scrap blanket too. Like I have to kind of roll it.
Uh-huh.
So otherwise it's like
And it would make it where, like, oh, well, I'm not going to pull it out right now because it's too much to pull out.
Yeah.
And it has turned into my, I don't take it with me everywhere anymore. I used
It's
to take
too
it
big.
with me. It's too big. I'm going to leave it at home unless it's, I have used it as a blanket while I knit it when it's been cold. But,
For sure.
but yeah, it pretty much stays at home.
yeah.
So
But
it
you
doesn't
can-
get as much work done because it's
Right.
staying at home. But
Excuse me.
I-
They do get to be too much.
yeah, and I've never had a project that big
Oh.
where I had to do that.
I made a sweater out of super bulky one time,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so big that I had to carry it in a basket.
Oh my gosh. I take it you don't
Just
have
because
that
it was
sweater
in like
anymore.
pieces. I mean, I've never worn it.
Oh really?
Yeah. 'Cause
I
it's
would think super bulky.
extremely thick, but it's that
Right.
Ada's cardigan, and God, it's just it was something that I literally just had to make, and I didn't care if I ever used. I had to get it out of my system.
Mm-hmm. And you never wear it, not even in
No,
the house.
it's humongous. Like
Or
it's
just a robe.
thick.
Mhm.
It's too warm.
Too much.
I don't know. And nowadays, who knows if it even fits me? But
Right, I wouldn't think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know.
tangent.
Okay, what do you have?
So I'll talk about 2 that I did not bring with me, and then you can do another one of yours.
Okay.
So I am still working on my Wishmaker mitts. I didn't bring them because there's not much to show. I just have the one and then ribbing on the other one. I had a little snafu, or I took it with me. I was letting my kids play at a park, or maybe it was when I went swimming at the indoor pool, and I messed up to the point that I just got totally off on my chart, and like frogging it on size, tinking on size 1 needles was killing me softly. So I got pissed and just ripped it out. And so I had to restart the ribbing. I got up to the ribbing, and I stopped and started working on my hat.
You got back to where you were.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so there's just not enough to show.
Mhm.
The other thing I've been working on a lot, and it looks great. I'm gonna show it like on our last podcast of the year. Is my scrap blanket. I don't want to show it because remember I had a goal. You had interpretations, and I wanted to have a certain number of squares on my scrap blanket, and I am not gonna make it.
Oh, I'm good. It's okay that I don't do.
I was like,
interpretation.
Totally not gonna make it.
Right.
But I have done really well. Like it looks good. It's just nowhere. Like there's no possible way I'm gonna make my goal, but that's okay. At least I'm vastly improved.
Right.
So I'm gonna show it like on our last podcast of the year.
Okay. I think that's a great
But
idea.
I have put a lot of hours into it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I also have my Be Kind shawl.
Oh yeah.
And I'm in the short row section, the next short row section.
Kind of looks the same.
It does. It looks the same because
it's a little bigger.
And so of course I'm mid row.
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
But yeah, kind of the same because
I love that yarn, though.
I have had cast-on-itis. And
it happens.
And this is so when I need easy knitting, it's between this and the My Everything sweater.
Oh. Okay.
And I've been choosing the sweater first.
I don't blame you.
Because I feel like I'm so close.
You feel like, and it will be such a huge deal when it gets done.
Right, and I feel like if I can finally get to the sleeves, then I'll really feel like, oh, I'm almost finished.
Right.
And I'd like to be able to wear it.
Right, that's the thing, is the shawl you can wear a lot more months out of the year. That sweater, you're pushing it. You need to get it done.
Exactly. So
I would be choosing it as well.
Yeah, so I've been choosing the sweater over this one.
And it's also been on the needles a lot longer. Like it's like that, like the snowball effect or whatever. You know, like you try to do.
Oh.
And like if you're paying off a bunch of credit cards, you pay off the smallest one first.
Right.
You know, and it's like, well, this one needs the least amount of work.
Right.
I want to do this one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's the biggest payoff.
Yes. So so I have those, and then I have 3 more.
I only have one more.
Okay, let me go again. Okay.
What am I forgetting?
So another thing I purchased on our trip at the same store that I got the Serpentina.
Okay.
While I was working on this hat, Zane decided that he wanted a hat.
Okay.
And he has hats that I have knit for him, but he's gotten into style. You know, he has
I hate that when that happens.
Yeah. And so he doesn't want to wear the cute little ear flap cabled hat with the palm on it. He wants the slouchy with, like look like a teenage boy kind of thing.
And I just went in black.
Yeah. Fortunately not.
Good.
Because that I would just buy.
Right?
Like
Seriously.
I can find that. So he wanted it in blue, and we looked at patterns.
I approve this yarn big time.
I know, right? We looked at patterns online, and he immediately liked the Graham hat.
I love that.
And it's a simple rib. It's a 1x1 rib, and then it has a broken rib.
It doesn't
as
look
the
completely
body.
different than that one you just showed, the Vera one.
It doesn't, except it looks more ribby.
Yeah, but like it's not crazy different than that one.
Right. No.
I love it.
And I was all excited because it called for a worsted yarn. I'm
Ooh.
like, yay, I can do that quickly,
Yeah.
right? He picked out a sport.
Oh.
So.
Well, he wouldn't have, that would have been not an option.
I know. Well, I tried to make it
did he
not
pick
an
out the
option.
yarn first?
He picked out no, we picked out the pattern first, so I knew we needed a worsted.
Oh, why is that blowing up?
But it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but there wasn't anything in a worsted that he liked.
It is hard to find a yarn like this with like tweedy bits. And
Well, he
stuff.
wanted it to be
I like the tweed.
blue and green together. Like, no. What he wanted was blue with red speckles. And I'm like, I don't know if that's possible to make. And then as we were looking, he's like, well, or like with black speckles. And then we found
That's
this
pretty close.
tweed,
And
I'm like,
gray, gray and cream.
And it's a pretty blue, but I feel like the darker tweed parts make it look kind of boyish.
I love it.
So it's Queensland Collection is the company, and the base is rustic tweed.
I love it.
Can I
I've never heard of that,
I haven't either.
but that's super cute yarn.
It is made in Peru for KFI. Oh, KFI I've heard of. We've seen other yarns. You would recognize them. So it's 318 yards per 100 grams. 65% wool, 25% alpaca, 7% acrylic, and 3% viscose. I'm gonna get the dog.
Pause.
And I'm back. It's been nice to knit with.
Yeah.
But
that little bit of acrylic will help it keep its shape too.
And the alpaca makes it soft. And so since Graham calls for a worsted, I'm like, okay, it's just ribbing.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Adjust it to a sport. But what happened was, right at the same time, a pattern came out in the hot right now on Ravelry that was, I was going to remember the name of it, and I don't remember the name of it. It was a free pattern, and it, I'll have it in Be Freebies, because I'm going to talk about it in Be Freebies. And it was a sport weight with 2x2 ribbing around, and then cables. So I just took what she said to cast on.
Yes, I've done that.
And did 1x1 ribbing. Because I don't think that matters.
Tip.
Yeah,
I have done that. Get a free pattern to get just your cast on, or you know, and you can use it for lots of stuff. I've definitely cannibalized that way.
So
I did that with the Vera when I was trying to decide what size needle.
Oh.
I went and looked at the sock heads.
Oh yeah, that's
and
brilliant.
Just changed it that way.
Right. Because you know you like the fit of the sock head. Yeah.
And so, but I wanted it to be a little tighter than the sock head. So I just...
Yeah, because the sock head calls for a 4, right?
I think it's a 3, but it also, you cast on a lot more than I cast on.
Gotcha.
So that's a good tip.
Right.
Good job.
So the Graham called for casting on 96 stitches. I cast on 128.
To make up for the smaller yarn.
And I know based on the way the stitch pattern is going, that I needed to have it be a multiple of 4. And so I just made sure 128 divided by 4. Yep, there we go. So so it's moving along. I mean, I got to cast on. I have to do 3 inches of 1x1 ribbing, because you know 1x1 ribbing is fun. So I've got that much.
I love the way it knits up.
It does knit up really well. And why won't it? I'm hiding our faces. Come on, focus. So it is not going to focus. But I'll have more to show next time.
Yeah.
So this is also dark knitting for me now. So that means I have 3 on the needle.
That's awesome.
That are dark knitting.
It's lovely to have choices.
And Zane wanted me to cast it on so badly on the trip, but I just didn't have the right size needles.
Yeah.
Like I was willing to even take needles from another, and I didn't. And that's the other thing. So this calls for US 5s and 7s, and I switched it to 2s and 4s.
For this sport weight.
For this sport weight. So
good job.
So yeah. So
here's
it's cast on.
your label.
Thank you. It's cast on, and
it's fun.
Yeah. I'm happy to.
Now you're making me want to knit. I have that Tweety yarn that I bought at Simply Sock. I want to make a hat out of it. Because that looks really good.
It does.
But mine's, I think, fingering weight.
Oh.
So I'd have to math it. Or, you'd pick a different pattern.
Right.
So my only other whip is just my boring old man socks.
The rest of the sock.
They're doing good. So I showed this one last time.
Yeah. But you hadn't gotten to the toe, had you? You were about to get to the toe.
Was I not?
Because we were debating whether or not you were going to have enough to get to the yellow.
Oh, yeah. You're right. And I had plenty.
See, I was right. Even though I don't know socks, I was like, oh, you'll be fine.
I was like, yeah, she was right. I guess, so they show on the label. See, I was judging it solely off of the label, which looks like crap. Sorry, it looks like trash. So if you look at the label, it should end pretty quick, like you should get a toe out after this stripe section. But I think maybe they just don't show in the label that there's more yarn than what is shown.
Right.
Because they gave me a lot more of this green than what was shown. But it's fine, whatever. I don't know. I might actually have enough to do the heel in the green, which is fun. So I have to do a heel in that one, and then I'm moving along. This will now get most of my attention now that I'm done with the hat. I haven't touched it because I've been working on that hat because I just loved it so much.
Right.
But doing good.
Yay.
This is my Regia Perfect yarn that I also got at Simply Sock.
Awesome. So that's your dark knitting.
Yeah, for sure. The hat was, not really, because I was changing colors and like having to figure out.
Right.
But it, I was
once
total
you were on
social.
a color.
It was total social, TV, all that. So now that will get that and my scrap blanket will get the majority of my time until those socks are done, and then I'm gonna make a hat for Nolan. But I needed the needles. I think I needed the needles from that scrappy hat. So I haven't. I thought I was gonna have it cast on, but I needed the needles from that. So I'll definitely have another hat next time.
Oh, good.
To talk about.
Good. And
so that's it for my sleighs.
And I'm excited to have 2 hats to enter in Just One Ends Hat Along, which by the time this comes out will probably be over.
Yes.
But she's back podcasting, and I missed her. She was so.
And I've entered both my hats. There's one lady in there though. She's entered like 37 hats.
Oh my gosh.
I was scrolling because you know how you post, and then so you scroll up to see what everybody else has posted, and I was like, this is all the same lady.
Oh, she's prolific.
It's a lot of hats.
Yeah, that's a lot of hats.
So I was like, well, she's gonna win.
But you know what?
It's still random, but I was like, her odds are really, really good because there's like 50 entries. And she's got 40 of them. I'm generalizing, but it's a lot. There's my little 2.
Right. So if you haven't checked out our podcast, check it out. Okay, so I have another cast on.
Of course.
I can't even remember what. Oh, yes. Okay, so I know. I'm like,
what's it
going to be? So I cast it on last night, and it is, I've had this in my queue for a long time. My book club.
I remember when you talked about that. I know.
What is she doing?
She's trying to get on the couch.
Sofa.
But we didn't give her enough room, so she's looking at us like.
Okay, she's up. It'll stop rocking.
Oh my gosh. I remember when this was a freebie.
Yes.
In Be Freebies.
This was in Be Freebies. It's the reading rest.
Stinking cute.
And so my book club. Okay, this is crazy. So the dog is white and
reflecting off the dog.
Yes,
that's what that was.
Now.
That was. She's like. fancier productions have like those light boxes that shine on. We have a white dog that just. I was like, you're blinding me.
I know.
That is funny, and it made a noticeable difference in the camera.
It really did. Okay, so
anyway,
my book club. We're doing a gift exchange this year. At our December meeting.
Oh, that's fun.
And like a white elephant. And the only requirement is that it has to be reading related. And I reached out to a few friends, free reading friends, and was like, what should I get? There's no dollar amount. I'm putting my own dollar amount on it.
Right.
But, and so I had great suggestions. And then for some reason I was going through my queue, looking at what can I make, because I want to cast everything on.
Yeah, you had cast-on-itis.
And I have had this in my queue forever, and I had the yarn. So I'm like, I'm casting it on. I'm gonna make one of these.
Nice.
Because I knit all through book club,
right.
so everybody knows I knit, and it would be fun to bring something.
What do you stuff it with?
You stuff it with so you take. They say use a nylon. I think it's somebody in England. So they say use the pantyhose and put 200 grams of poly pellets in it.
I was going to say, is it those poly things? I've never used them.
I don't ever buy them. I have a ton. Again, it's like the polyfill.
You're telling me don't ever buy it? Oh, okay.
I'm telling you,
don't ever buy it. Okay.
Anybody that lives near me, don't ever buy it. Come get them for me, because I will never get rid of all these.
Yeah. Well, my gnome, you're supposed to use those.
Oh.
It just in the
to make it weight.
And then stuff it with polyfill, but just in the bottom.
Right.
And I was like, whatever.
Right. So
I didn't care enough. But good to know.
Yeah, you make a ball out of that poly pellet stuff, and you put it in the bottom, and then you use polyfill on top of that. And you have to have a dowel, a wooden dowel.
Yeah.
So I haven't
Most
gotten that
polyfill
yet.
comes with a dowel. Any polyfill that I've ever bought comes with a wooden dowel in it. In the bag.
I've never gotten it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe I buy it in such large quantities. No, this dowel is for the rest. Like you knit it into the thing.
Oh, weird. Oh no, mine is like they give you a dowel just to shove it into toys.
Yeah, no. I've never had a dowel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
So-
one you wouldn't want to do that with your
Right.
because you don't get it back.
Right.
Like it stays in the permanent.
Oh yeah. So I started.
Oh, it's cute.
And it's so much smaller than I expected, but it is the right dimension because it's supposed to be 5 inches, which this is about 5 inches wide, by 9.5 inches. But I'm assuming as you stuff it, it gets pulled.
Probably.
But it
What kind of device are they showing?
they show iPad
Yeah, that's an iPad.
and a
Huh.
Kindle.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, but the iPad is hanging off.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Huh. Cute. I like the color.
it's 2x2, or no, it's double moss stitch for 100 rows.
Ugh.
Right? But this is 20 of them.
Okay.
And I just did this last night. Because there was
I
only
just
32.
I don't like moss stitch. I don't like
Oh.
doing it. It's like ribbing to me. You know,
Oh, it is. That's
yeah.
totally ribbing.
But like, so I don't like it.
It's totally
But,
2x2
I'm like
ribbing.
100. Oh. 100 of anything is too much.
Well, yes. I mean, don't tell me 100. Just say keep going till this number of
Yeah.
inches, right? But I got through 20, so that's a fifth of it.
Yeah, that's
in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
You know. So
I think it's more just like you think it's this small little thing, and then it's like 100 rows.
Right.
It's more insulting than anything else.
Exactly, like it's a mind
Yeah.
trick. So it might have to be gifted by the time we record again.
Oh, well, we'll
So-
take pictures.
Yeah, so I'll have to take pictures. The yarn I'm using is Sublime. I don't have the tag for that one, but this is another color I have. No, that's right. Sublime Extra Fine Merino Wool DK. And I have multiple colors, and I like this yarn. I knit a cowl out of it, a stripy cowl out of all these colors. I bought them on sale, and like these are the colors they had.
It's cute. I like how twisted it is.
It is very twisted. I like knitting with it. I hate these kinds of balls in my stash.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah, because
won't
they don't
stay-
stack as well.
Well-
You can only stack them with themselves.
And I end up having to do this with them because they come undone.
Yeah,
and,
I don't like them either.
And when I pull them out, like they all come falling. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what I should have done was just cake them. Like,
Oh, yeah, but
You
then
know,
that's
why
like
not?
a commitment too. It's like,
yeah. So I really
Yeah, I don't
just
like those
want to
either.
get rid of
that's
these
hilarious.
balls. So-
I've never really thought about it, but I hate those too.
Yeah.
Too funny.
And because the yarn's not grippy,
Yeah.
it doesn't stay in
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
So that was another cast on because, I needed more.
Do you have any more?
Okay.
'Cause I don't.
The next one is not technically actually cast on yet.
Okay.
But I have everything gathered.
That's
And
like
I
me with Nolan's hat.
really want to cast it on.
Finish the reading rest first.
Yes, well.
Because it's a gift and blah, blah, blah. And
Right.
then you are free.
Right. But I still want to talk about it. So.
Needle adjacent.
It is needle adjacent. And I could have sworn I had.
Whip
I
adjacent.
know, I put them in here. Okay. So. It is the no-show socks.
We talked about this.
Yes, the last
Off
time
camera.
I talked about how I want to knit socks now. I want to have wool socks now. So when I looked at what I wear, I wear no-show socks.
Yeah.
All the time, every day. These are the ones that I have purchased.
I have some of those. Yep.
And these are the ones I go to every time.
Those-
I don't have enough of them.
Yeah. I like, because a lot of no-show socks, like they fall down in the back and these don't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
These don't fall down. Bought these at Costco.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason I have them because I didn't go searching out no-show socks.
Right.
Just, they're there. Okay, I'll buy them. And they are my favorite.
Mhm.
And this
That
shape
shape.
is exactly the shape
Yeah.
of
And
this pattern.
I have this pattern in my queue and I have had it. And now I want to make some.
And
looking it
I
up just
realized that when I bought the pattern, because it's by Maison de Rilly,
That's easy for you to say.
right? She's the designer of the quadrifurcus hat that I made.
Oh.
And her patterns are not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
They're not difficult.
Yeah.
But I would say they're definitely intermediate to advanced in that she introduces new techniques. Like she has a new way to do a knit front and back so it doesn't
Oh.
show the purl.
Interesting.
Right? And she does different things with short rows to make the shape of the sock. Like she really does some interesting shaping. And so even though these are socks, they're not going to be dark knitting. Like, I'm not going to just be knitting around in a tube until I get to a certain number of inches.
Right.
There's a lot of construction to this. So that's the only reason I haven't cast it on yet. But I have my yarn picked out. I'm going to use The Last Jedi.
Love.
From Mustache. Love this colorway.
Is that the one that you started? You cast
Yes.
on? Okay.
And I got like 4 rows into the project
yeah.
and was like, that's not going to work.
Nope.
Yeah. I am going to do them one at a time. I would love to do them 2 at a time, but I think I need the first pair I make, I need to figure out how they're constructed. I need to learn that on doing it once.
And it's hard to do short rows 2 at a time.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Because I've never tried.
Yeah. Like if you do a short row heel and you're doing 2 at a time. Did you know your fireplace is on?
Yeah, it's the pilot.
Okay.
We have a
just checking
flip switch.
Okay. Just because like ours is gas, but we don't leave it going like that.
Oh.
So I was just like, ugh.
Well, we turn it off in the summer.
Interesting.
Yeah. But if we...
So is it using gas right now?
Yeah, just a little bit though. But if we turn it off, then we have to go light it every time instead of just flip the switch on the wall.
Okay. Just checking.
Because you know
can cut all that out. Sorry. But I was just like, fire. What was I saying?
Okay. 2 at a time, short rows.
2 at a time. Like when you do a short row heel and you're doing 2 at a time socks, you have to do them 1 at a time. Like you have to pause the other one and do your heel and then go and do your heel and then start doing 2 at a time again.
Okay.
So they may not be a good candidate
for
2 at a time anyway.
But it uses, like, the size I need probably uses less than 50 grams. Mm-hmm. So to knit 25 grams and be like, I don't want to knit the other 20. I think I'll be okay with knitting the second sock.
Yeah. Those are going to take they'll take time just because they're weird construction. But like a shorty sock is like a 2-day project. And
what's so great is that that yarn, the Mustache, is one of the sale ones that are the
remnants or something?
Yes, it's like the ends of her dyeing. Mm-hmm. And so that I have 46.6 grams. Mm-hmm. Perfect. And they still come in 2 perfectly matched skeins.
And I forgot that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Because you can't tell when they're wound together.
Because I have some remnants too, and it's like, I forgot. They're in 2. Right. Yeah. I'm going to have to make some too. I'm checking, because I am pretty sure I've had, not in my queue, but I've had it in my favorites for it. Because I love that shape as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I looked at other no-show socks. There's a lot of no-show socks on Ravelry. I recognize the picture. Yep. There it is.
Mm-hmm. But those are the only ones that I felt like had the shape of the ones that I actually wear all the time. So I'm super excited.
Same. I picked the exact same no-show socks as you. That is too funny. Yep. Okay, well I'll have to make some too. Yeah. Lord knows I have enough.
And the pattern is like 10 pages long. And that's the other thing. You can totally use scraps for this because she shows a color striping sequence that she does. And
they're cute.
And so you can have 25 grams of 2 different colors and make
cool.
Yeah. So that is needle adjacent and I can't wait to cast it on. But I need to have time to focus on the instructions.
Yeah, for sure. We just got an email from Wimberley Inn. So I got distracted. I was like, I want to read it.
I know. Should we talk about the retreat?
We're going to. Okay. Are you done with your...
I am.
Okay.
It's on my whips.
All right. I'm super excited to see your socks.
I know, I am too.
And I'm going to have to make some too.
Okay. I hope by next time I have some.
Or at least
one.
They'll be cast on for sure. Because you're they're going to be cast on today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just real quick. We're going to give away the prize for the Birds of a Feather / Italic Shawl Knit Along next time. Mm-hmm. And just a reminder, here's the prize. It's some buffalo wool and the happiness base. And it's a really pretty natural brown.
Those would be some great socks.
For sure.
Oh, I could see doing the striping sequence of this with like a cream color.
There's not any nylon in it though.
Well, so bamboo's strong.
Yeah.
That's like silk.
I think you need nylon in socks, but whatever. Super cute. There's some collage square double points if you're feeling adventurous, and a needle gauge from Chabu. which is chock full of information.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it has all the things. I shouldn't even call this a needle gauge. This is like an everything gauge.
It is.
It's a swatch measure. It's a needle gauge. It has conversion charts, and it has types of yarn charts.
And crochet charts.
Crochet hook chart. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
So that's the price for that. Now, we have been working, getting everything done, starting the process of planning our market. I'm trying not to hit the thing, and I hit you instead. I'm sorry. For Campbell Slayers. And it's been so fun.
Oh my gosh! I am so excited.
Oh, okay. First of all, we are just loving working with the Wimberley Inn. Mm-hmm. They are the nicest people in the world.
They really are.
But also, like, I'm super nervous about, like, asking people to vend in our market. Okay, so we do have Diane, Suburban Stitcher, on board. She's going to be marketing. She's going to be a guest at the retreat. She's going to be there. So, start saving your pennies, because registration, if you went last year, registration will open in January. Mm-hmm. And if you're new, like, they'll get first dibs, and then it'll open to everyone in February. Mm-hmm. So there you go. And we're thinking mid-January, mid-February. Mm-hmm. We'll tell you exact dates as we get closer. Mm-hmm. But there's gonna be a market, and it's gonna be awesome. So Diane's gonna be there. If you're a vendor who would like to be there, please let us know. Mm-hmm. We're going to be reaching out to people. But that does not in any way mean, like, if we don't reach out to you, it's because we're idiots and we, like, forgot. So, like, help us help you. Like, if you want to come, mm-hmm. reach out to us by all means. Yeah. It's not going to be a huge market just because
space is limited.
Yeah. So it's going to be a, small, quaint, private.
I'm guessing probably no more than 10 vendors?
I would say no more than 10, just for sheer space.
Right.
But it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's going to be Saturday morning as the market.
Yes, Saturday morning, May 18th.
Yes.
So the retreat is the 17th through the 19th in Wimberley, Texas.
And the market will be open, the first hour of the market will be open just to retreat attendees.
Yes.
And then there'll be 2 hours where anybody can go in.
Yes.
Attendees and the public.
The public. Like, because we're going to advertise to the public. But, super pumped. Mm-hmm. It's starting to feel real.
I know.
So keep your eye out for registration. Uh-huh. If you are an alumni of camp, you'll get early dibs in January, and then everyone else can register in February.
Yes,
I'm so excited.
Yes,
it's been super fun.
I know. We finally got to the point where, like, okay, we got to make some decisions, and we need to like get going.
Right.
And so now it's
write some emails, but oh god, I have the imposter syndrome so bad. Like, who the hell do you think you are? Kind of thing. Like, oh, I got imposter syndrome. Bad. I'm like, why do I think I can do this?
I know, right? It's because we haven't been able to get over 1,000.
I know. Yes. Can y'all please, if you are not subscribed, can you please hit subscribe? Because
we need like 4 people.
We have been at 996 for a while. Actually, we've been in the 990s for a while, and it is killing me softly. I just want that nice round number, okay? Like, if you're not subscribed and you're watching this, please hit subscribe, because otherwise we don't know that you're there. Right? Killing me.
I know.
And if you are subscribed, thank you, and we love you. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. But it's just
we're so close.
It's just so close, and I don't care, even if when it was 149. Like, if it was like a 9, it just bugs me so bad. Right. So tell your friends so that they can subscribe to it.
Exactly.
What else?
Okay, so that's camp.
Okay.
Trophies.
Trophies. And I actually have some.
Oh, good. Me too.
Because
I didn't show enough last time.
Right. Yes. You've been very neglected.
I know, right?
So I finally bought yarn for like the first time in forever. I went for Small Business Saturday. I went to West 7th Wool, and I bought some goodies.
You got the color that I like.
Oh, really?
That red. She does the best red.
This is Round Table Yarns.
Is it poison apple?
Mm-hmm. Poisoned apple.
Yeah.
Let's see if it shows up. I feel like it's blowing out a little. whatever. It's red. It's gorgeous. Right. It's apple red. And then I got Merlin. No, Merlin's the base. This is My Beauty Will Not Hold. What's that from?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like.
Well, it could be from a
I'm sure it's
fairy tale
from something, but I'm just like, I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
And this is Excalibur, which is just the perfect
It is
gray.
a great gray.
I love a good gray. I'm a sucker. And so I am.
Are they going to be together?
Yes. Pause because I have to look it up.
Okay.
I knew. Okay. So these are going to be in the Terrell-Dago shawl.
I love this shawl.
Right?
And that's the one that like got me.
Yeah.
Yes. By
Caitlin Hunter, Boyland Knitworks.
Boyland Knitworks.
Yeah. So it's gonna be.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That just looks like Valentine's to me.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
So I wanted something with good contrast because there's like Fair Isle.
I loved it.
It's fine. There's some.
Is it Fair Isle?
Yeah, I think there's one section that's.
There's lace and then there's stripes.
But I think, see right there.
Oh yeah.
And so I wanted good contrast, and so I did the trick where you like put your phone on black and white and look at it, and so it contrasts really good. I just think they're so pretty,
So
and
pretty.
I don't do a lot with red as we talked about. So, and I just really liked it with the pink, and if it bleeds, who cares? It's pink. Because I almost did it with a white.
Distilled water.
I almost did with a white, and then I was like, I kind of like this, like as a contrast, like to be different. So I'm super excited about it.
Oh, and that red. I mean, this red is so perfectly.
It's
red.
Yeah.
And that when I saw her at East Texas Fiber Festival.
Lips.
Oh, it does. When I saw her at East Texas Fiber Festival, I asked her, I'm like, do you have that red? And I even said, like, Erin made the sweater out of. And she's like, oh, poisoned apple? No, I don't. Because I was going to buy some for that Erica cowl.
Oh, sorry.
I know.
If I'd have known. So West 7th Wool, just for Small Business Saturday, it was like 20% off of everything. So it's awesome.
That is, oh.
And then I went to the adorable little bookstore next door and got some stuff too.
Oh
my God.
I still haven't been in that bookstore. I haven't been since it opened.
So cute. I hadn't been either. It's so cute. My kids had a blast in there.
Oh, that's great. But it's not a kid's bookstore.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Oh,
okay.
okay.
It's called Monkey and Dog.
Aww.
If you're in Fort Worth, you should go. It's really cute and set up so cute. They have like lockers as shelves. Like you open a locker to shop. It's so cute. And then there's a little nook. Nolan found this little nook you had to like really get to, and he's just like sitting in there looking at books. It was really
So that's
tangent,
cute.
But super cute. If you like books and you're in Fort Worth, you should go. And it's right next to West 7th Wool.
Right, and you can go to both.
Best yarn shop ever.
Reward your kids after they behave in the yarn store.
Well, that's what Mitch went with me. We actually all went, and they didn't even come in. Well, I think they went straight to the bookstore. I went to the yarn store, and then they did come in while I was checking out. And then I went next door, like went back to the bookstore with them. So, yeah, they didn't.
Because they wanted to show you everything they found.
Yeah. So, it was perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so then we went to, on our yarn tour of Northwest Arkansas, we went to Knit Two Together in Rogersville?
Okay.
Maybe? I'll put where it is. So precious.
Okay.
It's in a strip mall. Like, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But they had so much in there, and the woman that was in there working was so personal and adorable and so nice, and she has 6 grandsons.
Whoa.
And did not flinch when my boys were in there, which is great because they always get the stink eye, even though they are very well trained of what to do in a yarn store. They're not pulling at anything, you know, they're not touching everything with their
Some people are just prejudiced.
Right. And I get it. They've probably been burned before. So they had quite a bit of really nice yarn. Like, they carry Canon hand dyes. They had some great stuff. And then my mom said, what's that on the table? Is that Hugh Loco? I'm like,
oh yeah,
Hugh Loco? That is bucket list for me.
Yeah.
So
That's what my tweet, isn't that what my tweet
Yes.
is? Yes. It's so cool to see her in a store.
Yes.
Because it's so, like, because I've never ordered from her, but I've wanted to.
I almost ordered some of the backyard chicken one time, but then
Yeah.
I'm like, but I don't make socks, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But it's
changing.
very cool to see.
It was so hard. It was so hard. There was so
It is
much.
hard.
So,
This is one I've almost bought before.
Yeah, is it Dirty Talk?
I don't really, well, maybe it's not. Well, one that looks a lot like
She
that.
had
Yeah.
another one that was similar.
Yeah.
But this is Dirty Talk.
Yeah. That's something I
And-
would absolutely buy. For sure.
My mom and I,
And
it's
it's
on
sparkle.
a glitter. All of this is sparkle, and I don't know if that's just what they had in the store. But my mom also got a skein of this. It just like
Yeah, it's
I
perfect.
gotta have
Yeah.
that, and it has so many colors in it that I can pair it. I know I have a solid or a tonal
Oh, for
I can
sure.
pair it with.
Absolutely.
Which is why I bought all those tonals from the Dirt Woman
Exactly.
Fiber. And then this one, oh my gosh, it
What's that one
just
called?
looks like spring to me.
Yeah.
It's called Sidewalk Sing Along. And it looks like Easter
For
egg,
sure spring.
like going Easter egg hunting
Yeah.
and all the pastel colors. And I just loved it.
But there's even some dark speckles too.
Mm-hmm. It has brown speckles. Is it focused? I can't tell.
No, not really, but it's fine.
Okay. And then this one, and I bought one skein of that. This one is 2 skeins of the same colorway called Stardust.
Yes. I've seen that one too. It's really pretty.
It's so pretty.
Yes. I love it.
Just,
I like how muted, but also vibrant.
Right.
You know, but it's like, it's almost like the Canon hand, like the muted but rich color.
Yes.
Yeah. Love
and it just, I was like, if I could buy a sweater's quantity, I would.
Yeah.
So I went with
So
2 in case there's a project that I want to,
Yeah.
make big enough with
For
two,
sure.
2 of the same instead of trying to find
Right.
another color.
Yeah. It's really pretty.
But I don't have anything in mind for any of these.
That's okay.
And I'm just going to enjoy them in my stash
I
right
say
now.
just give them a cuddle every once in a while.
Yes.
And that's fine.
I know. I
and
think I
then the
will.
perfect thing will come along. Like that was like me with, I did that sharp arrow out of that glitter teal. It was
Right.
like, I bought that because it was like, I have to have this.
Right.
And I kept it for a while.
And you
then-
bought 2 skeins.
Bought 2 skeins, and then the perfect thing came along.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
stress.
And it's
No
not like
stress.
I don't have a queue of 60 items already.
cares?
Yeah. So, that's happening. Now, one thing that I have that I forgot to give Sally last time, and my mother reminded me.
What?
So, my mom went to the International Quilt Festival, which
Oh.
is in Houston every year. And it's huge. And we should go down for it sometime. Because there was, like, Knit Picks is there. There's a ton of, like, knitting
So they
stuff.
sell knitting. They sell yarn.
Mm-hmm. But
Oh.
I mean, it's quilting, and it's at George R. Brown Convention Center, which is the huge convention
Cool.
center in Houston. I mean, the Irving Convention Center is a tenth of the size of the
Whoa.
George R. Brown. Yeah, and it's just full.
Yikes.
So she started going probably about 8 years ago. 2 friends of her aunts that live in Virginia are huge quilters, and it was like, we want to come down. This is bucket list thing for us. We've
It's
always
their
wanted to come.
Rhinebeck.
Oh my gosh, it's their Rhinebeck, yes. And so, and I mean, thousands of people come in to Houston for this. And so my mom was like, well, stay with me. And so once they didn't need a place to stay, but once they had some place to stay,
It was like, well, we're doing this.
yes.
Yeah.
And it made it seem like, and she was willing to drive them back and forth.
Yeah.
And, she's like, I think for them, it just made it seem less daunting
Yes.
to come to the huge Houston city and
Yes.
this huge convention.
Yes.
So she started going, well, they don't come anymore. And she still goes. And that's
She's
where
like,
she
I
found
fell
the
in
light.
love.
That's where she found the light. The light that we use.
Oh.
She found that there. Yeah.
Right.
So she bought us, or she didn't buy us, but she found us some pins that people were giving away.
Fun.
So she got you one.
Oh my
she
God,
got you
this one's
one of everything.
perfect.
I'm a woolly wonder.
I love it.
Isn't
I
that
love
so
the
cute?
color too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. Thanks, Phyllis.
And then this is French fries, French kiss, French needles.
Oh my God.
Which you can't see all the words.
Amazing.
And it's by a needle company, which it's probably sewing needles, not knitting needles. But she just liked how.
Nobody needs
yeah.
to know. Too
And
funny.
then this is Bliss Storable, which is a way to store
Cute
your stuff.
logo.
but she liked the colors.
Yeah, for sure.
And the shape.
And I was about to say, and it's square, which is nice.
Yeah. So she got us
thank you.
some pins. And I forgot to give them to you last time.
I do love a good pin. Thank you so much, Bill.
So we really should go down sometime, but it's in October, which is the busiest month for me.
For sure.
So someday I'll get down
One
there.
day it'll happen. We won't always be this busy.
Right? When our kids no longer want us around.
Yeah.
So that's my trophies.
That's all my trophies. I think that's it, except for We Be Freebies.
Oh, okay. We Be Freebies.
We Be Freebie.
I don't really have a theme this week for We Be Freebies. I just went through and kind of found like the ones that I was most drawn to on my first page. So that means that they are the most recent ones that I've put in there.
Okay.
And it turns out that they're all like small projects that you can knit for gifts.
Well, there you go.
So it is helpful this time of year. But the first one is Little Helper Crochet Elf Hat. So it's crocheted, not knit. And it just is so
really
cute. So cute. And, you know, they show in the pattern, they show all different color combinations.
Yeah.
Then another one is Skimmer Socks. I found this when I was looking at the other options for no-show socks. And this Skimmer Sock shape is similar to ones that I wear with other shoes.
Yeah,
more with
but they're not my
flats.
favorite because they fall off my heel.
They're not my
but
favorite.
But sometimes you need those, depending on what shoe. But those are cute.
But I'm not going to wear this with my Vans.
No.
Because I don't need them to do that.
Yeah.
So
that's like for ballet slippers or whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever they're called. They're cute.
But they're cute. And
it's a good option.
It's an option. Okay, so now the next one is the hat that I took the sizing for Zane's hat.
Zane's hat.
So it's called Luminaires. Yeah.
Sure.
And I really like it. I mean, look at that cable on there.
I wish they had done it in a lighter color. But it's really cute.
Yeah. And it's free. Like,
that's awesome.
I know. One more hat is the hurricane hat.
I've seen that one. Have you made that?
No.
Someone's made that. Erin has made that.
Maybe.
We got to get Malahowski on this thing because we literally talk about Erin every time.
We do.
She's the new Suburban Stitcher and she doesn't sell anything though.
Right.
She's just our friend.
Right. But she is a prolific knitter.
She is.
Yeah. And I have seen it done in multiple colors too, I think. I'm not sure.
I think I've seen it in a stripe. Like a stripe? Maybe. Striping? It's really cute.
Simple Simon Cowl.
Aww.
I know. And I love the texture on it. Like the way it just keeps it interesting.
Yeah.
And it would be really good in like an variegated. It's shown in a variegated.
Yeah, I love that.
And I have some single skein variegated, and this actually looks like is it on DK maybe? DK
I like the color they chose.
No, it's on worsted.
Oh wow.
And I have some worsted single skein variegated. I should add that to my queue. Then the last one is maybe not the last one, but it's the Spring To It Cowl.
Cute.
And it almost feels like the 3-color cashmere.
Is that a Hohi?
Right.
She even looks like Hohi.
It's that kind. Oh yeah, she does. It's that kind where it's a tall tube with different textures and striping. And then one more cowl. Again, this is shown in a variegated. It's gorgeous.
Fun.
It's called the Storyteller Cowl.
I even love the name too.
Right.
Ooh.
And I feel like I've tried to make something like this with my hand spun that I've owned, but I think hand spun is just too tightly spun. It's too stiff so I'm just going to enjoy those as pieces of art, and I love them, but I don't think I'll knit with them.
I like that texture.
Yeah.
It looks like that mermaid tail that we made. Remember we made those doll mermaid tails?
Right. Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
That's cute.
Yeah. So
what size yarn is that?
This is DK.
Cute. I love how it sits on.
Me too. How it drapes and folds and
Cool.
So get your gift knitting on, guys, because
it's not happening this year.
I know. I say that, but look, I've got a hat that I'm gonna make. For hopefully I'll have Zane's hat ready. I have the book rest, and then I might whip out I
made that ornament, but like.
Right.
I'm not like making teacher gifts and stuff.
Oh yeah, no. But I never did that.
I always did.
No, I did it one year for Zane's kindergarten.
It's not happening.
I got over it.
Yeah, not doing it.
It was my first year in a real school, like full on school. So I got all excited. Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
I know. So,
We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
yeah.
And in the meantime, get ready to register for camp.
And it's a great thing to tell somebody that you want for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then just register in January
For sure.
or February
Yeah.
when, you know.
Yeah.
Or tell them you want money for the vendor hall for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I know.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we're excited. Okay.
And, yeah. And otherwise, don't forget to slay.
Yeah. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.